Dean here with Escape to Gaming. Today I've got a fantastic announcement that came out of left field. I'm really surprised and excited. It's been a tough year. Many people know it's been almost exactly a year now. It was right around this time of Thanksgiving that my back went out, and my life pretty much went right in the shitter with work and with life, and it's just been a really uphill climb. But it's had it's ups and downs, and I've made the best of it with gaming and with work and money and what have you. It's been tough. I've been able to buy basically 2 brand new $60 games all year. I've been really tight with the money. A huge hole. I never use my credit cards to live off from, but lately the last year I've had to live off from them more or less for many of the things that I need, for basics and what have you. It's been tough. Well, a good friend of mine just recently, maybe 6 weeks, a couple months ago, with all the news of the PlayStation 4 Pro coming out, said, Dean, how would you, I see you're real excited for the Pro. Are you planning on getting one? I said, oh, dude, there's nothing I'd like more than to get the PlayStation 4 Pro, but it's unfortunately going to have to wait until next year. I just thought that, I'm in a huge financial hole, and no one would appreciate it more than myself. I mean, I've got a nice 4K HDR 2015 TV, which I bought with all the money I was making last year before my back went out. I couldn't afford to buy this TV now, or probably a year or so from now. It would take me a couple of years to save the money up to buy it today. But at the time, I had the money, and I never buy anything on credit. If I don't have the cash to buy it, I won't buy it. So I've had this wonderful TV, which I got $1,600 off in our Memorial Day sale a little over a year ago. I was really excited about getting it, but since then I haven't had the money to buy a 4K Blu-ray player or even anything that's any kind of a gaming console. And of course the PlayStation 4 Pro will be the first thing that'll be out with native 4K and upscaling. But as far as I'm concerned, it's something that I'll have to enjoy my friends' videos and hear kind of at arm's length about the whole experience, because I just haven't had the wherewithal to get it, which has been tough. And a buddy of mine goes, Dean, I'd like to get you this PS4 Pro. And right away I said, I can't accept something of that magnitude. I said, it's too much money. You've got your own family and concerns. It's the last thing you need to do is be, buying me something like that. That's really extremely thoughtful, but I can't do it. And he said, dude, it's not a problem. I'm planning on getting myself one anyway. I'm going to go ahead and pre-order one for you. And I thanked him for it, and I thought that would be the end of it. I didn't know that he would actually follow through with it. I just got a Facebook message last week and said, Dean, it's here. And he showed me a picture of it, which I put on my Facebook. And he said, I'm going to send this to you. I'm going down to the post office right now. I was just speechless. I literally was speechless. I didn't know what to say or think. It's very exciting. As a visual person, as an artist, there's no one that appreciates, the finer points of watching TV and playing video games than I do. I love the visual quality and fantastic visual fidelity that my TV has, and I got a nice Panasonic. Is it a Panasonic? No, it's a Samsung Blu-ray player that also plays a wonderful 3D Blu-rays. So I bought a couple of really nice Blu-rays for that over the last year and a half or so, and I've really enjoyed it. But I haven't really had anything in the way of gaming other than my PlayStation 4. Now my TV upscales beautifully as it is, whether you're playing the original Xbox via component cables or anything else. But anyway, all over the map with this because I'm so excited. My buddy, in fact, it was about a year ago, he bought me Fallout 4, my friend Angel Sanchez. He's one of my good friends down in Los Angeles. I've met him, I don't know, maybe it's been about a year and a half or so. I've been communicating with him and talking with him. Really good dude, really down to earth. He works really hard. He's got a brand new family. In fact, I had planned on seeing him last Christmas when I was down there, and then he went with his wife that kind of took off to Vegas and got married, and so I wasn't able to see him when I was down there. But he made my vacation time so much better by sending me not only this Fallout 4 game, but a big, thick strategy guide that went with it, which I took the strategy guide down to my mother-in-law's in LA and actually read quite a bit of it and got kind of acclimated with the controls. And I have to thank him. If it wasn't for him, I probably never would have gotten into the Fallout series to the same degree that I have. I mean, I've got 142 hours in this Thanks, Angel. This game has meant so much to me. You have no idea how it got me through the hardest of times. I was waiting for my back surgery. I was trying out different medications and painkillers at the time, and I had to play it laying down. Almost the entire 142 hours was laying on my side, propped up on pillows with a controller, playing this game. So this is someone who's been a very good friend. He's been a tremendous amount of help. I can't thank him enough. My time with Mad Max in 2015, and then this, 142 hours in this, really got me through some of the toughest times. So he was elated that that was a big help, and wanted to send something else. I thought it was very extravagant, but I'm extremely pleased and grateful. I've been sending him some original Xbox games. He's really excited. I got him kind of interested in buying an original Xbox, and now he even went and got a modded one, and he absolutely loves it. So I'm elated that I've got someone else turned on to the original old school Xbox, and it's great to see so many people getting back into it again. So Angel, I'll be sending you more of those wonderful original Xbox games. I'm happy that you enjoyed the ones I sent recently, and I'll certainly be sending some more. You give me that list, and I'll look for them at my local store. But anyway, he sent me this unbelievable deal. I got this huge box in the mail for a PlayStation 4 Pro. I'm so happy with this. I can't tell you how much this means to me, dude. I've been through a lot of ups and downs this last year, and even social media has been a roller coaster of negativity and just jaded opinion. People complaining and whining about video games, complaining about the quality of games, and, myself included. I have a real aversion with the broken games and untested games that we're getting quite often today. They come out unpatched, not quite ready. I barely even got into, where is it? I got it here somewhere. Mafia 3. I've been waiting. Now they just now got another patch. So from what I've heard, this is the best time to play this game. If you've been waiting or sitting on the fence, supposedly they've got not one but a couple good patches now. And I've got probably, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 hours into this so far, and really am enjoying it. I need to put a lot more time into Mafia 3, and I'm anxious to. In fact, I downloaded some weapon packs and some other stuff, which they've given for free for DLC. But this has been an incredible surprise. I'm very, very happy with this. Thank you so much, Angel, for this PlayStation 4 Pro. I'm going to have a link to his, he's got a small YouTube channel. He's just got into YouTube, and he really likes it. He likes vlogging. He loves talking about his games. He's done some great pickups, and lately he's been showing his modded original Xbox, which is very cool. I'm very anxious to get one of mine modded as well, as I've mentioned some of my earlier original Xbox videos. But Angel, thanks a million for this. This is an incredible gift. I've spent all weekend setting it up. Unfortunately, this has been a hectic and very busy weekend, so I wanted to immediately film, do like an impressions video of it, and I had to set the thing up, and then I had to figure out how to transfer the data, and I'm going to go over some of the details and minutia of what you need to do to set up your PlayStation 4 Pro if you're planning on getting one, or if you have one coming soon, because it really, they don't give you much. They give you a little, I don't have it here, but there's a little manual they give you, like a quick start thing, but it doesn't tell you anything about transferring the data, not a lot of information. And there's some things that you need to learn to know how to do to get it to operate at its best. Now, I have a Samsung TV, and I'll be showing you the settings as well. It's very important because of HDR and this wonderful upscaling that the PS4 Pro does. You really need to be acclimated and fine-tune your controls and set it up for gaming. Now, the Samsung TVs have the lowest input lag, especially if they're on the game setting, and I'm going to be getting into that. But initially, I just wanted to mention how excited I am. And it's really a win-win situation, because not only have I received this fantastic PS4 Pro, which I'm just cherishing this. And what I love about it, almost as much as the incredible graphics, is the fact that it has a 1 terabyte hard drive. Now, I don't have a lot of games, but I can easily get all the games that I have on this hard drive. And down the road, I could always upgrade it if I have to. So because of that, I took my original one, which now that I've transferred all the data, I have my original midnight launch PlayStation 4 that I got on the midnight launch. I even did a video of going to pick it up and the whole deal. This has been an incredible console. I've had incredibly great luck with it. I haven't put a lot of miles on this thing, as much as I'd like to, but I love this PlayStation 4, and I had planned on keeping it and upgrading it with a 2 terabyte hard drive, but because of this unexpected and very surprise gift, I decided to help out another friend of mine, and I've got a good buddy, Cliff, who's got a fantastic YouTube channel. It's called Blast Mode 7. He specializes in a lot of really great retro stuff from the Super NES, the NES, N64, stuff like that. He shows how to take consoles apart and paint them and clean them and do stereo mods in a Sega Genesis. Well, he had sent me a year or so ago a beautiful, modded Sega Genesis with stereo RCA hookups, and it was such a special gift. I've never been able to thank him properly for that. So he's been in the hospital probably more than I have over the last year, and he's had a really tough go of it. He's been out of work for a whole year. I've had a little bit of work. I've been very fortunate to have maybe 4 months of work now off and on that I've been able to do to try to chip away at the big hole that I'm in. But he hasn't even had that yet. So, and he wanted a PlayStation 4, especially for the exclusive. So I'm going to wrap up and send him, or you, Cliff, my PlayStation 4, which I hope you'll enjoy. He's really wanted one and just hasn't had the money to buy it. He's also had to live off from his credit card. So I hope you enjoy this, Cliff. So your gift, Angel, not only helped, yours truly, me, but it helps another gamer that's, had been through really rough times health-wise. He's lost a tremendous amount of weight, a lot of health concerns that he has, and I've had concerns for him talking with him off and on via Facebook and social media. So this is a huge win-win. I feel so great and honored to be a part of the positive side of the gaming community. We hear so much of the nitpicking and the negative and the whining and complaining that never seems to end, but there really is some wonderful folk out there that go out of their way to do so much for other people, whether it's a kind comment. I mean, even just this morning, I was stuck with something. I left a comment on Angry Centaur Gaming about how to hook up my sound bar. This one fellow gave me some tips on it, someone I don't even know, and I took his advice, and it works. Now I have my sound bar hooked up and working because it has a HDMI pass-through, and you only can handle up to 1080p. It's not designed for 4K, so if you put the HDMI cables from all your consoles into your soundbar and then go from the soundbar into the Samsung TV, you'll lose the 4K and HDR. So I have to go straight from the PS4 Pro, excuse me, into my TV box, which I have in behind the TV. And that's the only way to get a direct signal to it. The problem is then you have to you bypass this wonderful JBL soundbar, and I had to just rely on the TV speakers, which aren't bad, but you don't have the great depth of quality of sound and, of course, the bass from the wonderful JBL subwoofer. So a fellow just this morning, gave me a great tip, and I went out and got an optical cable and then hooked up from the back of the PS4 Pro. It has an optical cable setup, and you can go from that directly into your JBL soundbar, which I didn't even realize that it had. And it has a setting on there where you can just hit one button and put it on optical, and then it bypasses the TV thing so the sound goes directly through this. It sounds great now. So now I have great sound and a fantastic picture. I also went out and got, just to be on the safe side, the PS4 Pro came with a small HDMI cable, but it looks like a standard cable. So I went out and got a 4K Ultra HDR, kind of like a gold-plated high-quality HDMI cable. This is the shortest one. Both of these are only 4 feet long. They're very short, but long enough to reach from my console to my TV and my surround sound setup. So I'm really happy with this. I would recommend, if you're going to get a Pro, just to be on the safe side, spend a few bucks and get a high-quality 4K HDR HDMI cable. I think it'll really make a big difference. So far, I've played 4 games so far on it over the weekend. I've only had maybe 2 hours to really play. I have had very little time. I wanted to do this video Saturday when I got it Saturday evening, but you have to transfer the data, which took, it says in the UK it takes up to like 9 hours. I had like 430, I think gigabytes of information to switch over. It took 90 minutes. Didn't take very long, and I'll show that in a minute. I'll kind of show how to go about that. But I've been able to play a few games. Right off the bat, I had to put Mad Max. I put Mad Max in. Right away, you can see it looks so much better. I went in and fine-tuned my settings on my TV to compensate because of all of this great new technology. It looks even better. the lighting is even brighter. The blacks and contrast is even deeper. So you have to really calibrate your TV, and I'll get into that in a minute. So I played Mad Max. It looks fantastic. I immediately, right afterwards, put in some Far Cry 4 and went into one of my safe houses, took one of the little helicopters and flew it around, and man, the quality of between the frame rate it's never looked as good as it does with the PS4 Pro. I've heard nothing but people whining and complaining about, frame rate drops and all this, and I think the frame rate drops are really only if you play at 1080p, where you have an option, and I'll show that in a minute, where you can play at 60 frames per second, or you can go to, I don't know if I can show it here. You can go into settings, where is it at? Go here at sound and screen. You go to sound and screen, go to video output settings. Right now I have it at 2160p. You can click on that. You have all these options. I have an older TV as well, so if I ever want to use it on it, it only does 1080i. You can use it on 1080i, 1080p, and then I'm not sure what the difference is between these two. This is a more like a professional quality setup. I don't know much about it. I've had it on both. It looks fantastic, but this is where you get close to 4K and 4K upscaling. Now in the NBA game it's actually 4K native, but I've even heard that the wonderful new Battlefield 1 looks even better because of the special PS4 Pro. So the frame rate drops as if you put it on the 1080p, where it takes it from locked on 30 frames per second up to 60. So you may drop down to 55 frames or a couple frames, but that's only if you're going to play at 1080p. So far I've had it, and I've tried it on both. I played Grand Theft Auto 5, which I put in yesterday as well, and it looks fantastic. I played it at 60 frames a second at 1080p, and it just looked insanely fast and smooth, like playing Forza 4 Motorsports, it reminded me of. Incredible. I'm so happy with this console, you have no idea. The quality on this, we were getting this fantastic checkerboard rendering upscaling. It's close to 4K, at least it looks like 4K to me. I noticed in some of the things I'd zoom in and look at like telephone wires, and I did want like the in-car cockpit view on Mad Max, and looking at like the A-pillar going at like an angle, and the jaggies are gone. It's like they've completely smoothed them out. It's really impressive. The quality, they're subtle things, but it really makes a big difference for visual people. I mean, I'm the type I'll spend, days fine-tuning in my settings on my TV to get them in an optimal setting, whether I'm watching my favorite Blu-ray or an old DVD or whatever. I have different settings that I can go in and immediately set up based on what it is that I'm watching or playing. So far it's fantastic. I played Grand Theft Auto 5. I also put in Sleeping Dogs Definitive Edition, which I had my daughter here about a year ago, and we played it. It's the last time I played this. I even put a little uploaded some video onto YouTube yesterday of this, and man, even this looks and plays amazingly well. It's very impressive. The technology, I don't know a whole lot about the ins and outs of PCs and computers and how all this stuff works, and graphic cards and teraflops and all that stuff. All I know is that whatever Sony did, they did a great job. It looks fantastic. Now I do have, I haven't played them yet. I have the Deus Ex. This is one of the only 2 games that I bought brand new and paid full price all year. This Deus Ex Mankind Divided. This game plays in HDR. It's installed. I just haven't played it yet. I installed it last night, and I need to install The Last of Us Remastered, which I started to play on my old PlayStation 4 and then deleted it to make room for other games. But this game supposedly, drops some frames, but from what I've heard, that's if you play it at 1080p. So, I mean, the whole reason why I have this is to play the games in a higher resolution. So, to me, it's a fantastic thing. Now, when you first get this thing, I didn't know. Initially, I'm trying to transfer the data, and I'm watching videos, and it says under the settings, you go to settings, and then you drop all the way down to system. You click on system, and now right here, it'll say on the other setup, before you install any updates on your new PlayStation 4 Pro, It shows you back up and restore and a lot of this stuff, but it omits the transfer data from another PS4. You will not get this until you initialize your PlayStation 4 Pro. So you have to initialize and set up that system initially, get it up on the internet, or right away they could ask you if you want like a, there's an update, I think it's the PlayStation firmware update 4.50 or something like that. You have to upgrade and get the latest firmware update. Once you have that, then all of a sudden now you'll see the transfer data from another PS4. So for the first hour or so, I'm trying to transfer the data, and I scratch in my head, I can't figure it out. So Sony doesn't really spell it out too well, and hopefully more people will break down the exact syntax of what you need to do. But once I did this transfer data thing, it really worked out great. I have to set it all up, which I had it set up before, but it's a fantastic deal. You just take it, you just go through the simple messages or the simple instructions, and it tells you can do it either with a router or I had a Ethernet cable, and I had the other PlayStation 4 sitting up on my table, and just plug one into the other. You simply turn it on. There's a little syntax of how you do it. It takes a while, it took about 90 minutes, and all your data and your trophies and your captured software, everything is there, and it's a wonderful thing. This is my new Star Trek theme. I found this on the PlayStation Store. It's a fantastic old school Star Trek, kind of a screensaver theme deal, which I really like, so I've had that on here lately. But it's an incredible deal. I'm very, very happy with the quality of this PS4 Pro. Don't listen to all the negativity on it. It's not that bad. I haven't seen any frame rate drops. All I've seen is nothing but impeccable quality. The texture work, like on the road surfaces and the details on Grand Theft Auto 5 is incredible. Very, very impressive. Really happy with the quality. The lighting looks better on everything from Grand Theft Auto 5 and Sleeping Dogs to Mad Max. Everything just looks sharper, crisper. I don't know what kind of magic that they're doing. It's the checkerboard rendering, and then there's other anti-aliasing tricks and other things that they're doing, kind of post-processing tricks. But it's very, very impressive and a very cool piece of hardware. Now, I'll show you how I have my Samsung settings. If I can get them here. This is, you go into menu. This is on all your Samsung TVs. Will have a similar menu. You got to make sure it's not just a 4K Samsung or LG or whatever TV you get. Make sure it has HDR compatibility too. So initially, what you have to do is you got to drop down. It's kind of hidden on the Samsungs, and it took me a whole year to discover this. I think it was down. I go to System. You click on System, and then you click down to. To General. And this I came across completely by accident. You click on General under the System category, and then you make sure the game mode is on. Once the game mode is on, you get the lowest input lag. It radically changes the picture though. You lose the real dynamic, bright contrast of the normal, all the post-processing effects that the Samsungs are known for. So once you have that, then I go back up to Picture, and it has its own settings. Now these are my settings that I found to be the optimal settings for my TV. I have the 8500 series 215 Samsung, which has got the nano crystal, 10-bit color panel HDR setup. That's the top of the line. There's a 9000 series that had like a curved screen. This is all I could afford. This was a very expensive TV. It was $3,600. I got it for, God, I think it was $2,000 out the door. Really good deal on it. But you go to backlight, I have at 15. That's about the perfect backlighting I found for my TV. I did this playing Mad Max and some of my favorite games I knew really well. Contrast, it kind of washes out your coloration having on the game settings. You have to compensate, crank it up to 90. Brightness I have right about in the middle at 50. Sharpness I have down to like 25 to 30. 30 is about perfect, I found. Color is right at 50. Tint I leave alone. And I think that's it. I think I have the 3D TV, which they no longer have. 2016 they omitted the 3D, but you have it with the 2015 advanced settings. The dynamic contrast, I found I have it on high, seem to work the best. I shut off some of the post-processing stuff like the black tones and other things. But it works really, really well. This is my setup so far for my TV. Picture options, color tone I have it standard. Black HDMI black levels I have an automatic. You have to make sure, this is important if you're going to take advantage, especially on a Samsung TV. Oops, shit. Make sure you've got down, oh, right here it is, HDMI ultra high def color. Make sure that that's on. Now, in fact, I have some stuff plugged into the second port. Let me make sure that's on there as well. I'll cancel this because it'll reboot the TV, but it gives you the idea. So that's it. Make sure that you get your HDMI color on, and I'm going to be finding out real soon between the Deus Ex Mankind Divided as well as The Last of Us. I'm dying to see the HDR color. That's the next thing I'm going to be able to test that and put it on and off within the menus of the game itself, I believe. So it's very exciting. I've spent a couple hours so far just fiddling and fine-tuning with it, and it looks incredible. I'm extremely elated. Thank you so much, Angel. I mean, this has been an absolute dream come true. My wife had bought me a brand new Xbox 360e with a 500 gigabyte hard drive maybe five, 6 months ago as an early Christmas gift. In fact, I still have it boxed away in my closet. And then at Christmas, I'm going to open that up and then do a data transfer from my 320 gigabyte other Xbox 360e to that. So I'm very happy with that alone. And that was going to be my Christmas gift. And I said, the Pro will probably have to wait for 6 months or 9 months or who knows what. But because of this, now, this is a huge relief. I want to focus on trying to get my credit cards paid off and get back on top. I'm trying to really watch my spending with, buying brand new games. And even my older collector games, I buy very few of them now because I just can't afford it. I can get, games on the PlayStation Network, or if it's $10, I'll get like a used Xbox 360 game or something like that if it's inexpensive. But I've really had to cut back. So this is an incredible gift. I'm so thankful. And it shows you how wonderful the gaming community is. That there's so many people that are willing to help you out with your questions on how to set something up on your YouTube channel, or just general questions about gaming. Angel, I'd given him some tips on getting component cables. He went out and got the component cables I mentioned for his original Xbox. Now he's enjoying on his quality TV an original Xbox console. So it's great that we can all share the technology and the fun that gaming gives you. It's a wonderful community. I'm speechless. I'm exhausted. I've been putting in a lot of hours of work. Actually, doing this after work today. I came home a little early because this is the last day I'm going to have to do this. I'm going to put in longer days the rest of the week. But I wanted to get this video out to let you know the PS4 Pro is an incredible deal. I'm real happy with it. These are the games that I have installed so far. I've got Mafia 3, which I'll put on in a minute. Deus Ex, The Warriors, Uncharted Collection, Sleeping Dogs I played yesterday, Grand Theft Auto 5, Far Cry 4, Dirt Rally. My sister got me that early in the year. That's a fantastic driving game and highly recommended. I'm anxious to see how that's going to look on the Pro as well. The Dead Island Definitive Edition, which also comes with Dead Island Riptide, Battlefield Hardline, Mad Max, which I played. And I've been playing Destroy All Humans and Jedi Starfighter lately, as well as the fantastic Duke Nukem 3D World Tour, which is a lot of fun. Lifeless Planet I've yet to play. I bought that a couple months ago. I'm dying to play that. Battlefront I bet will look fantastic on this Pro, and I know that between the sound and the upgraded visuals, it's going to be incredible. Fallout 4 I'm anxious to play as well. Wolfenstein The Old Blood. Dead Island Riptide is a digital download that you have to do when you buy the new definitive edition of Dead Island. Vice City, Zombie Army Trilogy, a fantastic game. I got the digital only version of that. Unfortunately, I'd like to get a physical copy someday. But Star Wars Racer Revenge, a fantastic PlayStation 2 game. Deadly Tower of Monsters, which I think is now free on the PlayStation. If you have PlayStation Plus, which I don't. Twisted Metal Black, I absolutely love it, and this looks incredible and plays great on the PlayStation 4, by the way. Star Wars Bounty Hunter, another PlayStation 2 and GameCube kind of exclusive that wasn't on the original Xbox. I'm really happy with that. The brutally tough and demanding Star Wars, Super Star Wars from Super NES, which I'd like to actually have a Super NES version of someday. Steam World Dig, a delightful little kind of platformer game, and Wolfenstein: The New Order. So those are my games I have so far. You can see, let me see how much, so with all those games installed, where am I at here? I'm at, I still have, look at that, 860 gigabytes of total available space. I still have 267 gigabytes. So I still have a bunch of other PS4 games. I just haven't installed them all yet, but I probably have room for all of them and then some. So I'm really happy with that. I'll show you a little bit of the game now, Mafia. Super fast, this UI. It's noticeably faster and smoother. Everything is just quicker. Installs are ridiculously fast. Here we go, let's get into Mafia. I haven't even tried this yet. I'm anxious to see it. Let me turn my chair a little bit to see it a little bit better. But for those that, you know, if you don't have a 4K HDR compatible TV, I probably wouldn't trip all over yourself to go out and get one of these. But it's a good investment. If you have a quality TV and you really want the very best picture, something that's closer to like a gaming PC with higher settings, for $400, you really can't go wrong. It's a really good investment, and I'd highly recommend it. Like I said, I'd have to wait at least another 6 months before I could even afford to buy something like this. Block scene. It's all this here. Oh, this is all this Take-Two crap. I don't even know how to work this one. Oh, here. I agree to all, I guess. Okay, there we go. Oh, there it goes. I haven't played this in a while. It's a fantastic game. So they've got some incredible magic at work with this, but it's noticeable. And I've played so much Mad Max and Fallout 4 lately that now when I'm watching and seeing it, you can notice right away how there's like an absence of jagged lines. I mean, as good as it looked before, it looks even better now. Much smoother, incredible pictures. I'm dying to see the HDR, and it's going to be coming out in a lot more games, probably from here forward. Now, down the road, they might patch some of the older games to take advantage of like the HDR and stuff like that. So it's kind of a nighttime. New outfits available. Oh, that's right. Yeah, I saw that they had new outfits. Oops, one here. Oh wow, yeah, look at the graphics. It's so much cleaner. The detail around the edges of the tail lights and the angles are really smooth.
Tonight we're talking about the hollow zone. Sammy Roberts. Not just a leader, but a source of inspiration within our community.
Oh, I gotta watch out for the music.
Community of his benevolent society. If someone couldn't quite make the rent,
It looks incredible. It's very impressive.
couldn't put food on the table, Sammy was there to lend a hand. But he was taken from us far too soon in that tragic bar fire. Boy,
Fantastic. Oops. Sorry, I'm so close. I'm having a hard time seeing what's going on.
To me, that's still the official ruling on what happened. Know the truth.
It looks great. It's just the detail is so fantastic. Amazing. Yeah, it's quite impressive. I'm really happy with this new system. Beautiful lighting. Just the detail is that much better. I mean, it's incredible. I'm up real close, so I can really see the pixels, where typically I'm sitting over on my couch.
Welcome back.
Wow. It looks fantastic. Really impressive. So I'm going to close up Mafia 3. I just wanted to try it and see for myself. Even looking at it up close, it's incredible how good it really looks. But that's it. I just wanted to do a quick kind of overview and show you some of those settings. I'm happy I was able to utilize my JBL soundbar. Initially, I thought I'd have to bypass that. It worked out okay. Again, I'd recommend probably getting these, 4K Ultra HDR cables. You don't need them very long. Probably a 4-foot one would suffice, and you'll be all set. It's a wonderful unit. It's a handsome-looking unit. I have it down here on my shelf. It's kind of hard to see. It's kind of in the dark, but I felt it. The thing is incredibly quiet. You put your hand on it. It's cool. It's not even warm. It's barely warm. Even after hours of use, it's really impressive just how incredibly quiet it is. I mean, I never complained about the other one. I thought the other one was quiet. You'd hear it loading up and doing its thing, but it was fine. But this is a fantastic yield, and I'm sure they'll be having bundles with it soon where they'll have certain games with it. I bet, this modern or Call of Duty Infinite Warfare probably looks fantastic, and I'm sure that new Battlefield 1 game I've heard looks even better on it. So, especially with some of the newer games going forward, I'm dying to try later tonight. I'm going to try this Mankind Divided and test out the HDR. So, I'm still doing tests on it, but my early impressions are it's worth every penny. Even if it was $600, I would find a way to come up with $600 and to buy it. I think it's worth it. I honestly do. To me, it's just an incredible deal. I could never afford an expensive gaming PC, whether it's $1,000 or $4,000, and don't have the know-how to go in and do all that. So for people that are pretty much console gamers like myself, you really can't beat it. It's a great investment. Also, you have a new controller. It has some wireless goodies in it. Some Bluetooth capable things. I believe you can plug your little earbud setup into it. And it's got a little thin light bar that mirrors whatever color is on the front of it. It has at the top. It's just barely see it, but just enough to where you're going to see a hint at whatever color it is. Instead of having the other light bar that goes across the top of the console, it now goes horizontally. But otherwise, it looks great. I love the looks of it. I think the industrial design looks handsome on it. It is bigger. It's a little bit larger and maybe similar in height, but a little bit bigger in diameter overall. And it feels a little bit heavier, but it feels substantial. It feels like a quality, well-made piece of hardware, where the other one seemed a little bit more plasticky. You can hear the plastic creaking on it or what have you. So my impressions are it's a wonderful, wonderful unit. And it would be an absolute must if you have a PlayStation VR setup, especially. One of my good buddy Ian over in Thailand, he's got the PlayStation VR, and he recently got the Pro as well, and he absolutely loves it and says it makes a huge difference. So you can see why. That's why I think they were pushing to get the Pro out as soon as they could, so they could probably sell a lot of these and the PlayStation VRs for Christmas. If I can swing it, I'm going to try to get a PlayStation VR setup next year if I can do it. I really would also love to get that brand new, the small gigabyte Xbox One S, just to play the incredible new Forza Horizon 3. I'd absolutely love to have that. So that's going to have to wait as well, even though that's a little bit less money. I think those are closer to $300 for the small one, but I'm going to have to wait on that as well, and that's fine. I'm very, very happy with this, and I'm happy that I can donate my own original launch PlayStation 4 to someone else that needs one, has been dying to play a lot of exclusives on it. So Clint, this will be going in the mail tomorrow. I'm going to pack it up tonight and take it to my post office tomorrow and send it to you. So I need to get send me your address, PM me through Facebook your address and everything, and I'll get this in the mail to you. Really excited, guys. It's like it hasn't even hit me yet. I'm still in disbelief. I've spent all this time kind of fiddling with it when I've had time. and I'm dying to put a lot more time into gaming. 2 hours have really been all I've had with it. But it's a great system, very fast, very smooth, very cool and quiet, and it looks nice too. So hope you enjoyed this, guys. I'll try to put out more videos. I've been working a lot. I just haven't been around to really make any content. I've been planning on doing a wonderful video response to Dave Wade did a great vlog last Wednesday, and I want to do a video response to that, so that'll be coming up next. Hopefully in the next couple days I can find the time, maybe a driving video I can do while I'm driving home from work or something, and do that video response. So thanks so much for watching. If you're sitting on the fence on getting a PS4 Pro, if you have a 4K TV or you're planning on getting one in the future, for $400, do yourself a favor and get one. It looks incredible. There's the frame rate, everything is smoother, faster, better. It's a really wonderful investment. You'll be very thankful that you did. The graphics look incredible on the PS4 Pro. So again, thanks for watching, guys, and enjoy your games.